Hey everybody, welcome back to some more Supermarket Together. It is day 8 of my April streamathon, where I'm streaming every day, April 2025. I currently have my foot on my desk because I'm trying to elevate it to reduce the swelling, because I rolled my ankle really bad, and it's been a week, and it's still pretty swollen and pretty lame. And so me and the chat were all talking about my lame ankle. Probably gonna go to a walk-in clinic soon. I'm also in the process of fixing my sleep schedule, so I most recently streamed 5 hours ago. I streamed 5 hours ago, and here I am streaming again at 6 in the morning. And my previous stream was like 10 at night until 1 in the morning. And then I for 4 hours, I went and I did cleaning and other stuff, and I cooked a bit. And then here I am streaming again, because I don't want to miss a day streaming, but I'm still fixing my sleep. So I'm just drinking coffee, and the sun will be coming up soon, and it'll be all nice. Hopefully, I don't gas out and fall asleep early. But even if I do, hey, at least I got the stream in. Okay, let me load store. Big price of small men. You can see I also have a day 38 one here. That's like my private server one, where I'm literally just playing it alone. Is it only friends? I think I want to put on private, and I'll switch it to only friends if I have a friend come in. Yeah. I have my audio all set up so that I could have a friend come in if any of my friends come by and they want to play. But yeah, my solo file's on day 38, because this game is very addictive. If you fall asleep on stream, I'll clip it. Don't worry, don't worry. I would never fall asleep on stream. Ugh. You rolled your ankle a couple months ago, still flares up every now and then? That sucks. I've heard that happens, though. I was reading that a sprained ankle can take between weeks and months to heal. Well, it might need to get x-rayed at some point, which I'm not looking forward to. Those walking sounds feel so loud. They look really loud on my audio graph, actually. That's nuts. Can I turn that down a little? What would that even be under? Just sound effect volume? Yeah, that's better. Wow, my voice sounds hoarse. Do I sound hoarse? I think I do. Okay, what were these people good at again? Some K-Weddy. Okay, you're a restocker, you're a cashier. That's right. Have I saved these priorities yet? I have. Okay, cool. Good to know. Okay, I gotta remind myself. Oh yeah, corner shelf fix. Only present case of out-of-reach shelves. Huh. That's new. This game gets patched like 2 or 3 times a week. It's crazy. Early stream, my dude? Well, I was streaming also 4 hours ago. Okay. I really want to fill up this stock more. But at the same time, we don't really have a whole lot of money to throw around right now. But I like always having backups of everything. See, like that right there? That's like all of our money just doing that. Wow, that is loud. Wait, not that. Options. That was ka-ching volume, right? I feel like I might need to just lower global volume sometime soon. Okay, I'm gonna tell that, not E, click. There we go. Yeah, I need to lower the master volume a little. Okay. Let's fill up those shelves. Where was the Emmental? I can't wait till we can have another, there it is, have another person working here so that we can have them work storage. Although I guess I could have Shane Douglas doing double duty. You can't do them at the same time. Like, have them do it one by one. Having someone on storage is a really useful job, because then you don't need to be hunting around shelf to shelf trying to remember where everything goes, you know? You love that it's named Kaching Volume? Yeah, me too. It's still so loud. Turn the Kaching down. My store looks so tiny. On my solo file, my store is much bigger now. Well, we're making money. That's what matters. Good chance I get back on the kidney donor list. I hope you do. Love how the delivery driver just throws things in the middle of the road. I know, right? Actually, I think in one of the recent patches, they made, like, the world bigger or something. I don't know if it's implemented fully yet, but apparently, like, you can drive vehicles and buy goods from other places. I don't know if that's implemented yet, though. I don't think so. Unless it's something you have to unlock. Maybe it's something you have to unlock. Maybe it has to do with this thing over here. But you have to buy your way to that. Oh, maybe it has to do with this. Order packaging. Oh, wait. Order packaging. I thought it meant like I was clicking that and that's what that is. But no. Huh. Feature in progress. Yeah, I don't know what any of that shit means. I love this song. Oh, right, trash is gonna start appearing now. I gotta be on top of that. Now, weirdly enough, one of the only jobs you can't have your people do, like your employees do, be a janitor. Says the store owner, it's always my job to clean up the random, like, banana peels that people throw on the ground in here. Now, we don't sell bananas here. So, some asshole is coming in, eating bananas, and just throwing the peels all over the floor. Which I want to say is so disgusting that no one would ever do that, but I bet you there's some disgusting motherfuckers out there who do that. Alright, I should probably strategically place brooms around the place, so that I'm never too far from one. Now, thieves can spawn too, but they're honestly pretty rare. There's a room you can buy that cleans the trash for you. I did not know that. I think I've actually gotten the achievement now for petting the cat. Let me check. Yes, I do. I don't need to pet the cat anymore because I've petted 100 times. Oh, yeah. And I look like this now. Because I have the DLC to walk in here and do cosmetic things. I can also break dance. It's really important that you can do that as the owner of a store. Especially if you have something in your hand, because then you can break dance with a broken arm. Isn't that incredible? Personally, I think it's good for morale when the employees can see the owner of the store breakdancing with a broken arm in the air. Gotta pet the cat, achievements mean nothing? Yeah. It is skill, isn't it? Okay, so you said I can buy like a Roomba. Now, where would that be on here? Not decoration. Devices? Cleaner robot. Wow, it's not even that expensive. Man, I feel like a rube for not having noticed that before. Security desk. Now that's kind of a cool one. You put it in the the staff room here, and you can watch your security cameras and tag people, and it'll tell you if they're going to be a thief or not. I know there's an achievement for, like, tagging lots and lots of people. A mini transport vehicle. That's kind of fascinating. I'm not entirely sure how that works. Central pricing machine is something you can just straight buy. I think that's new, actually. That is unbelievably expensive. Anti-theft door, that's kind of cool, but you can just have an employee and they do a pretty good job. TVs, those are fun. You can put, like, YouTube videos on them. Like, real YouTube videos. Oh, let's pay the rest of this too. There we go. We are not at our max employees yet. I must have just upgraded it, didn't I? No, I'm... Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, yeah. I have 3 different employee bonuses. Gotcha. Ooh, maybe my next thing is going to be this. Employees move faster. Could be a good one. Okay. I want to hire someone who's good at storage, and ideally, I want them to also be good at restocking. Like, this person's really good at both, and they're fairly cheap, too. Yeah, I think I want this person. I think this is a woman. Who do we name her? Or rather, what? What do we name her? Can you play your own videos within the game, and do they count as views? Yes, I can play my own videos in the game. Yes, they probably count as views. I don't think it would run ads, though. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Linda. I think I'm going to go with Nancy Drew. And assign Nancy Drew. Oh, it auto-assigned her to Restocker. That's interesting. Yeah, that's fine. She can be a Restocker for now. Helping, helping Shane Douglas take care of the restocking of shelves. Okay, and speaking of restocking... Yeah, we have some money, so I'm going to get some more stuff, and she is going to bring that into storage. There we go. Oh, and this is just our unlabeled shelf, right? We have a bunch of pop that doesn't have like a, or energy drinks rather, that doesn't have a proper home yet. Typically, I like to have a lot of my, I like to do a lot of my restocking kind of at the end of the day when the place is closed. Because sometimes it's annoying where you'll think you're out of something in the back, so you order more, but in reality, it was just one of your restockers was holding that box at the time. So that can be an issue. Oh, God, their walk speed is so bad because they're unhappy. I've been mid-Nancy Drew Let's Play watching in the supermarket and listening as I purchase groceries, so it's pretty realistic. Okay, how much do these storage shelves cost again? They're not that expensive. Okay, yeah, I think it's about time that I get more storage. I want proper homes for these drinks so that it's easier to restock them without having to, like, go shelf to shelf, you know? I like how meatballs are part of the same shelf. Okay, any trash? Any trash? No. Cool. You do a full team restock at the end of the day, resupply in the morning. I do something similar. I tend to try and do my restocking and resupplying at the end of the night. That way, when the end of day thing rolls around, I can see my actual profit even after restocking and resupplying. First time in years, you're looking forward to multiple game releases. Project Zomboid B42 full release, Turtle WoW Unreal Engine release, and Ragnarok Online 3. Yeah, that Turtle WoW Unreal Engine release is probably going to be pretty interesting. Feels realistic to stocking in inventory at the supermarket? Yeah, kinda. The most realistic part is, of course, this. When's your manager not breakdancing? Oh, this is way too uncomfortable on my back now. I gotta put my foot back down. Ugh. Oh, hey, I can see out the window. It is getting less dark. The sun is slowly coming up. You heard Halo's gonna be on Unreal Engine 2? What the fuck isn't on Unreal Engine? Everything's Unreal Engine unless it's Unity. You know, I've heard a lot of developers say that the reason a lot of interesting creative games aren't made by, like, first-party studios anymore is because the knowledge on how to make those is lost. And when I asked, like, how can that be? The answer is, nobody learns their own, like, languages anymore. If you go to school to become a, like, game programmer, you just get taught Unreal Engine. And so whenever companies try and hire someone, oh, ran out of cola bottles apparently. Whenever, oh, you restocking that? Nope. I think he's working on something else. Premium soda cola bottle. Yeah, we just gotta buy more stuff. Yeah, they don't want to pay for training. Because either you need to pay for training, and it's an uphill battle, because you got to train them before you even know if they're competent at the job. Or you need to just bite the bullet and switch to Unreal Engine. I can see that being a real problem. What time is it where you are, MDB? It's almost 6:30 in the morning. Oh my god, that looks amazing. I haven't tried doing that before. That's great. Yeah, we have this engine that's easy to use and mostly drag and drop. Cool. Can you make feature X? Probably, but it'll be extremely unoptimized. Yep. Welcome to Unreal Engine. You used to have to just try and, you know, work with the engine and learn how it works and you know, optimize and get good. Nope. Now it's all Unreal Engine. Everybody learns Unreal Engine. There is no problem solving anymore. It is just, how do we get the most out of Unreal Engine? Now, I am not a programmer, but I've never met a programmer that doesn't bitch about Unreal Engine. So I think it may have some issues. Okay, employees move 20% faster is very useful, because there's a lot of walking in this game. Employees spend a lot of time walking. So that seriously cuts down on the workload for them. Hi, Rocky. Rocky, are you bugging me right now because you want to hang out? Or did you just finish all of your food? It does have Unreal graphics. I gotta be honest. One, I don't care. And two, I don't really think that it does. It can have nice lighting. So can other engines, though, you know? Off to work? I hope you have a nice day at work. Alright, he's collecting that. Okay, so I can order all of those. Cool. I want to stay stocked up on stuff. I just don't want to be ordering stuff that we actually have enough of by accident. There we go. So she's bringing that in. We're all good. I do think we're actually out of honey cereal in the back, though, so I will order more of that. We have lots on the shelf, though, but I like to always have spare in the back. That way I just don't need to worry about it, you know? Oh, hey, it's the end of the day. It just still looks so bright out. I forgot that I went in the options and changed it so that it doesn't get dark at night. It just kind of stays bright, because I think it makes the game way more playable and less gloomy. Okay, let's change all priorities to restocking now. Oh, wait, no, not restocking. Everyone on storage until we have everything inside. They all just drop it on the floor there. Relying on the pre-built graphical capabilities of an already existing engine instead of learning how to run it yourself. Oh, man. Sorry, I just got a really bad nerve pain. Oh, right on my right side. Oh, Rocky, careful with your claws, buddy. He was reaching up to touch my arm and get my attention, but he's got big talons. Oh, yeah, no, that's a posture problem right there. I just had a nasty nerve pain down my right side. Whew. Haven't had that bad in a while, but the thing is, with the sprained ankle, I'm not allowed to walk as much, and walking is usually what helps me with my posture and everything. Oh, man, that is gnarly. I'm good. Instead of learning how to run it yourself, it's part of why file sizes are twice the size they should be and games run extremely unoptimized. I've noticed that many devs don't even know what posturing is. I think I'm reading that correctly. I kind of understand what you're saying. Like, obviously I understand it on like a surface level, but as someone who is not a programmer, I only have that surface level understanding. But yeah, like I can say just as a gamer who plays predominantly on PC, yeah, I have noticed file sizes of games is way bigger than it used to be, and that games are way less optimized than they used to be. When I do find a game that's really well optimized, it's usually in its own engine, or it's like some indie game or something. When I think of games that are like really well optimized, Sims games are pretty big, pretty complicated, you know? AAA games and everything, but damn, they run smooth as butter on anything. Oh, let me, Sorry, I had to lean away from my mic to do that because I'm standing up and so my mic's out of position. Oh, hi, chair thief. Rocky stole my chair. I think I'm gonna have to go downstairs in a minute and just check on his food. Which is fine, because I could use standing for a little bit. Oh, man, yeah, I, like, irritated something in my middle back. Yeah, it was having my foot up like that. That was so horrible on my back and my spine. I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid of me. It's just such a bad position, you know? Oh, I hope I didn't pull something in my back. That's the last thing I need. When it comes to file size, just look at when people make optimized textures for things like Skyrim. Simultaneously half the size and better resolution textures. I know, right? Isn't it Unreal? Not Unreal Engine. You know what I mean. It's crazy. Like, you'll find mods for games that make them run way better, and you're like, oh, well, how the hell did they get the game running so much better? And you read, like, what the mod maker said, and they're like, oh, the code's just fucking disaster. I just changed some basic things or whatever, you know? Or, like, there's always a texture loading one where it's like, I replaced a bunch of textures, and now it just works a million times better. And you'll see no visual difference, or it looks even better than it looked before. It's crazy. Optimization doesn't sell and loses money, sadly. Yeah, well, I appreciate optimization because I run a show where I stream. Poorly optimized games makes my life harder. It means my computer's got to be more expensive. Can't help but hope that AAA crashes out soon. I mean, I want to say that the fact that, like, what was it? Assassin's Creed, the newest Assassin's Creed game, the credits sequence is, I think it was over 2 hours long, which may be the longest credit sequence in a video game. It has an enormous amount of people that worked on it. You know, like the amount of people who put work in that went towards this game is astronomical. It's not like it's huge font. It's not like it's just a really slow credit sequence or something. No, it is thousands upon thousands of people worked on that game. I can only imagine how expensive it must have been. Yeah, 2 hours. That's crazy. You can go look it up on YouTube. Yeah, it's longer than movies. It must have been very expensive to make that game. So it comes out, and people are playing it. And then a game called Schedule 1, which I'm streaming tomorrow, actually, comes out shortly after. It's made by one guy. It's an indie game made by one guy on Steam. And it is obliterating Assassin's Creed in concurrent players. It is getting more and more popular as the days go on. And I've played Schedule 1. It's a really fun game. Oh, wow, we're blowing through that stuff fast. Look at that. Some of that new stuff I just bought is already filled out. Yeah. Well, we're going to have to just go to tomorrow because we're a bit low on cash. Yeah, it's a fun game. I'm going to be playing it on the show with Liana with Utopia Pills on Wednesday. It's going to be a fun time. It'll be her first time playing. I've already played a bit, just solo. It's a fun game. Again, literally made by one guy. And yeah, it sells for less money. It's not as expensive of a game, so it's not like every one of those sales or whatever is worth the same amount of money. But to say that it was a cheaper game to make would be an understatement. You know, one game was made by thousands and thousands of people with a credit sequence that goes for over 2 hours, and the other game is one guy. One guy. And also, it's only on PC. You know, whereas Assassin's Creed had to be made and ported to all different consoles and PC and stuff. I can't imagine how expensive that Assassin's Creed game must have been to make. And I mean, just looking at the publicly available numbers on the concurrent playership of these two games, it's not even remotely close. Schedule 1 has way more people buying it by enormous margins. It really seems like Schedule 1 has already made more money than this new Assassin's Creed game. And I can tell you it didn't cost as much. That developer, I mean, he better have a good accountant. Because you know that, I don't know if he's American or what. I don't know where he's from. I don't know what the taxes look like in his country, but damn, those taxes are going to be brutal, man. That guy is making some money. Good on him. Okay, I think we just want to open. And I should probably buy one of those Roombas fairly early, shouldn't I? Hi, Rocky. Every time I look down at him, he meows up at me. He's all happy. He's lounging next to me. And by that, I mean he's in the chair and I'm standing next to the mic, occasionally leaning over to do stuff with the mouse. Not very comfortable. Audio files are significantly larger than they need to be. I think I've seen that before. To be honest, a lot of the modern games that I like the most are indie games. I mean, it's been like that for like a decade now, though. How many times do we need to point at mega successful indie games, right? Look at Lethal Company. There's like a whole genre of games that are all just trying to do what Lethal Company did. And that's not a bad thing. A lot of them are good. Like, everyone's playing Repo now. Repo is doing well because Lethal Company did well. You're not into the idea of difficulty for the sake of difficulty anymore? I'm trying to think of like a good example of difficulty for the sake of difficulty. Is that how you look at like Souls-likes? Because I don't know if I'd describe it as that, but I can understand the perspective. Okay, difficulty for the sake of difficulty. When you're saying, like, getting over it with whatever bendy, I forget what the full title of that game is, but I know the one you're talking about. I can understand calling that one difficulty for the sake of difficulty, but I also feel like there's probably a better name for that kind of game. Extreme example would be Devil May Cry Hell or Hell Mode. Sorry, I don't know what those are. Yeah, getting over it is probably better described as a rage game. I agree. And I don't mean that as a negative necessarily. I actually think that getting over it is really cool for what it is. But, you know, it's a rage game. It's like, I Want to Be the Guy. It is a game that is comedically punishing. And it is quite an accomplishment to actually beat it. So, you know, there is like a very high skill floor for like actually getting far in it. But there's still a game there, you know? There is still a game that requires serious skill. And it requires you to fail at it for a long time before you're good enough to actually beat it. It's funny, when I think of getting over it and I think of I Want to Be the Guy, I Want to Be the Guy is intentionally unfair in very strategic ways. It is intentionally unfair in that you would probably die your first time going through any given screen, because things will get you in ways you couldn't have possibly predicted, but ways that are kind of funny. But once you've memorized how that screen works, it's fair. It's predictable, you know? Whereas getting over it, I don't think getting over it is ever unpredictable, unless there's something I don't remember about the game. I think that getting over it seems to work very consistently the whole time. It's just the one mechanic it has of the mouse-controlled physics, you know, throwing yourself with like a hammer thing, is very unwieldy and difficult. But it's still a skill, you know? It is consistent. And it never surprises you necessarily. It doesn't, you know, there aren't like traps. There's hard geography. Sorry, I'm doing a little like walk around to see if there's anything I need to sweep up. Actually, we have a little bit of money now. So I'm gonna buy a bit of stuff. And we can probably move this person back to storage. Oh. There we go. We're also breakdancing. Sorry, I'm having fun talking to the chat. Does the snake count as a trap? Oh, probably. I'm probably just forgetting some things in getting over it. Extreme problem solving where you don't know the right answer until you throw yourself at it. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of that in I Want to Be the Guy. Yeah, I Want to Be the Guy can be a puzzle of trial and error. Every screen requires some trial and error. I mean, like, the best example is right at the beginning of the game, is just like an open field with a bunch of trees with apples in them. And you walk along, and randomly one of the apples falls at light speed and hits you, and you die in one hit. And it's like, okay, that's funny. So you restart the screen, and you start from the beginning, and whenever you get to those ones, you jump over them. And it's fine, because they fall downwards. But then, like, the third or fourth one you go past, when you jump over it, it doesn't fall down, it falls up, and it gets you out of the air. And that's funny, because it, you know, subverts your expectation, and it's a funny little laugh, and it's not that punishing. You go back like a screen. And once you know which apples fall down and which apples fall up, super easy, super consistent, it's fair. It doesn't, like, cheat or anything. It doesn't switch it on you. It's not random, you know? It's entertainingly, mean. If that makes sense. They're more like giant cherries, are they? I haven't played in forever. I think you're right. They're probably giant cherries. Yeah, I think the time it takes to retry is a big factor in how enraging it is. In I Want to Be the Guy, for the most part, it doesn't take super long to retry. If it's a big boss fight, then you saved right before the boss fight. If it's a room with a lot of really unfair traps, there was probably a save point right at the end of the screen before it. Generally, in I Want to Be the Guy, the time to retry is pretty minimal. And so it doesn't feel that unfair or that frustrating when you die to a trap out of nowhere. For the most part. That's not always true. Whereas Getting Over It, you know, it's like the name implies, when you can do a minor mistake in Getting Over It, and you can lose, like, serious amounts of progress. Time to retry and Getting Over It can be sadistic. And that's why you have that peaceful voiceover of the guy, you know, just talking to you as you plummet through the whole stage. It's like, wow, took me an hour to get up here. And then you plummet and you just lost that whole hour. And you didn't really lose the whole hour exactly because you got better at the game by getting there. And you're going to get better at the game now that you fell back down and you got to climb back up. It's practice. It's all practice. But it is still frustrating and rightfully so. This is part of why I love this game, by the way. It can be a pretty chill background game while you're just hanging out with people. Which is a big part of the appeal. Until you have a big store and a bunch of friends, then it can be kind of frantic. I've got both of the cats in here with me now. They probably do want food. That or they just think this is the hangout. In fairness, if Rocky's here and I'm here, Sabu will naturally just want to be here if he's awake. Okay, so that. This, that. All right, we're getting some serious money now. Just restocking a bunch. Pretty sure Getting Over It was made based on an old game maker called Sexy Hiking or something like that. I think you're right. I feel like sometimes people compare those kinds of games, like Getting Over It, to things like QWOP, where it's like a very simple mechanic where the controls are like 1 or 2 buttons or something, but the actual execution of those controls are really different, or really difficult. I don't know if it's necessarily fair to compare it to QWOP, though. I feel like that's the popular one to compare it to, but I don't feel like it's super accurate. You know what I mean? Bennett Foddy did QWOP too? Oh, I didn't know that he did QWOP. Okay. I can understand where the comparisons come more then. Even though I think that those games are very different. Oh, there's a tuna can. Yeah, I think those games are really different, but I can understand where that comparison comes more from now that I know that the same guy made both. Man, that's crazy. Like, that must have been like a serious time gap between when QWOP was made and when Getting Over It was made. I mean, QWOP, I don't even think I was in high school yet when that game came out. That was all over those Flash game sites. You know, Addicting Games and stuff. Armor Games. Didn't Armor Games used to be called Games of Gandalf? I think it was there in the Games of Gandalf days. Is Armor Games even still a thing? I don't know how difficult it would be, but if you considered a playlist for each reoccurring guest on the channel, that would probably be very hard to do. Apparently he made a lot of games between them. That doesn't surprise me. I'm just saying, you know, QWOP was a really long time ago in comparison to Getting Over It. Getting Over It feels new to me, even though it's probably like fucking 7 years old now. I don't even know. Lesser known follow-up to Co-op Grip. I know that one. That's like the rock climbing one, right? Armor Games is still there? Oh, that's cool. Getting Over It was 2017. Jesus. That was 8 years ago. That feels... How wrong does that feel? That was 8 years ago. That feels completely impossible to me. I think 2017 is like when I moved to Oakville. It's not when I got the place I live in right now, but it's when I moved to this place. This area, at least. That's crazy. That sounds impossible. To me, I hear 2016, and I think that was recent. That wasn't recent. Not at all. As a young person, it feels like it should be about 6, but I can't, but I can believe 2017. How young, though? Because for me, I mean, I consider myself young, but I'm 32, which is probably not what other people would consider young, at least some other people. Trying to find modders who became game devs. Instead found a list of mods that became full games. Yeah. That happens a lot, doesn't it? Mods that become full games, or custom maps that become full games, you know? Like, whole genres of games started just through custom maps, you know? A whole genre of games got made just through the custom maps on Warcraft 3. I remember back when Dota was a Warcraft 3 custom map. League of Legends spawned from that. League of Legends spawned from a free custom map you could make, or that you could play, in the multiplayer of Warcraft 3, the RTS. What was that? What was that game? DayZ? The whole trend of like crazy open world zombie games that got so big, the really survival oriented ones, that all came from a custom map on Arma 2. Was it even Arma 2 or was it Arma 1? It might have been Arma 1, I don't know. But like Arma's like a super hyper realistic military shooter. And someone made a really, really popular fan mod of it that was a survival zombie game. And then like, yeah, it was Arma 2, yeah. And then like a million zombie games spawned from that. That made like a whole genre. How crazy is that? That was an Arma of all things. Like, that's like kind of niche. Nothing against Arma. I think those games are really cool, but it's not your typical shooter. It's your grandpa flight sim version of shooters, you know? Where it's like, it's aiming to be very, very realistic. It's fun. I think Arma 3 is especially really fun. I'm not good at it, but I played it here and there with friends before and have a really fun time dying over and over trying to get better at this hard-ass game. Okay, employees. Everyone on storage, because I have to buy things. Did he put everything back? I think he put everything back. Cool. Okay. That's all the stuff, but once they're done restocking, I'll probably have to buy even more. Today's a profit, though, for sure. No way we lost money today. Come on, guys, get it inside. PUBG was also an Arma 2 mod, that's true. Is this not the song that just played? I guess it just picks random tracks. Okay, set them all to restocker. Okay, I will be right back. I need to fill up my water, and I need to check on the boys' food. And I also need to take out the garbage real quick. I've got it all just in the garage. So I'm going to be gone for like 10 minutes. I'm going to say 10 minutes. Maybe a little bit less. Because I'm moving a little slow. So 10 minutes, but maybe less because it's not really that much that I need to do. I'll just let them restock in the meantime. I just got to put up... where's the thing? Not pre-stream. 5-minute break because I only have one that says 5 minutes. I'll be back in a minute, everybody. All right, I'm back. Oh man, it was cold out there. Okay, it looks like they already finished off some of these. Damn, that was fast. Yeah, order that. And you guys can bring them in. Oh, my ankle just got real sore. Because I have like 3 different pairs of shoes, right? I have my outdoor shoes, which are just these ancient, dilapidated running shoes for like athletics. I have my old indoor shoes, which were the same. It's just another one of the same pair of shoes, but a bit less dilapidated. And then I have my newest pair of shoes, which are just some really cheap barefoot shoes, which are just like really flexible shoes. Those are really nice for around the house. I had to throw on my really, really old dilapidated ones just to like, real quick go out to the curb to, take out the garbage and the recycling and the compost. But that meant cramming my swollen foot, because it's quite swollen right now, into those old dilapidated shoes. And damn, just that little bit of walking was enough to make it pretty sore. Welcome back, we missed you. Thank you, I missed you too. Okay, they're stocking. Cool, I'm just gonna end the day then. How much would we make? You know what? That's a pretty hefty profit, considering that that's also after I've restocked. I don't think I bought anything, like, outside of product that day. Like, I don't think I bought any shelves or anything that day. I think I bought it all the previous day. Okay, we have a point. But the next point I got to spend is going to be on new goods. So I think I want to wait an extra day so I have more money. Because I like to be able to make sure that I can stock all of the new goods in one go. I probably need to price check a bunch of things too. I hate price checking. Okay, do we not have any dedicated shelf spot for lentils? I don't think we have any dedicated shelf spot for a few of these things. Because they're running low. Anything else? Everything else is looking pretty good. Everything else is stocked up. So I think these are the items that we don't have a dedicated shelf spot for. Well, we can fix that now. Now, I'll need to buy another shelf. But that's 300, which we don't really have right now. Price change is on Thursday. I think you're right. Oh god, going around and fixing prices is just nightmarish. It's why that machine is probably important, The, where is it? Devices. Central pricing machine. I'm guessing that's a more optimized way of doing that. But, like, that is super not cheap. 90,000. That is expensive. Okay, and they can restock the new stuff. Is anything out? Just the tuna. And let me double check here, our products. Is there anything we have literally none of? Man, so many drinks. No. There's nothing that we have literally none of. We had no tuna on the shelves for a while, but we just fixed that. 90K is a lot in this. It is a lot in this. On my solo file, where like my store is a lot more developed, I have a lot of spare cash, but just dropping 90K on something, I gotta save up for that. Then again, I'm way behind. I'm way behind on that file on price check. So there's a lot of things that I could be selling for more money. Because price check becomes a horrible nightmare at some point. I feel like price check is where it's really important that you actually play this multiplayer, because at some point you have hundreds and hundreds of products, and every Thursday the price of a bunch of these products goes up. So if you don't manipulate the price to raise it with the market price, then you're making less and less of a profit off this as time goes on, and eventually you're making a loss. Bumblebee Tuna, was that the brand? Captain Quintus Tuna. Oh, I gotta straighten up my back a little bit. My back and my neck, because that's getting really sore. I hate it, man. It's 2 days of not doing my 10K steps because of my ankle. And already, I'm starting to get the neck and the shoulder and the nerve pains again. This is what I used to have to go to physiotherapy for. Ugh. Yeah, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a bitch. It really makes these kinds of problems a lot worse. I have nerve issues. And as long as I can, like, keep on top of my workouts for my back, and I can stand up often and walk often, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm all good. But once I twist the shit out of my ankle and I am supposed to stay off it, then the problems start creeping in. Because everything starts going with it, you know? Is this more of a casual work sim or random BS moments? Mostly casual work sim, but you can also play it with friends and do lots of goofy shit. As you can see, this game is 100% serious. Yeah, price checking is horrible. It's completely horrible. It's important, though, because it's a big part of your profit. Unless they've changed it, and I don't think they have, the optimal way to price things is you take the price, you double it, and then you lower it by 10 cents. My sister discovered she has Ehlers-Danlos, and last night discovered what aphantasia is and that she has it. See, the funny thing about aphantasia is like 10% of people have it, so it's quite common. But people usually don't know what it is, and when they find out that they have it, which is very easy to self-diagnose on it once you know what it is, obviously. Once they know that they have it, sorry, where is I? This is what happens when I'm unbelievably overtired. Once they know that they have aphantasia, they start telling everyone about it, and then, like, because, again, 10% of people have it, it's just like a perpetual thing, you know? Every single stream that I do, if I bring up aphantasia, some people end up saying, what is aphantasia? And then I have to explain what it is. And just based on statistics, I have 54 people watching. Okay, 5 or 6 of you have aphantasia. And at least one of you likely doesn't know what it is. And as soon as I say what it is, you'll be like, but wait, isn't that normal? And then other people will be like, no. And then you're like, oh shit, my mind is blown. I never knew. My girlfriend has it. I found it from you as well. That's how it is every time. It's not bad. It's just a quirk of how your brain works. You know, like some people don't have an internal monologue. It's not bad. You just think different. It's pretty common, actually. Aphantasia is like having poor eyesight or color blindness. You don't know it's a problem because that's just how things are for you. Yeah, kinda. Except for with like color blindness, you at least have a concept of it, you know? There's things around life where you would realize you have worse eyesight than other people or you're colorblind. Whereas with aphantasia, knowledge on what it even is so poor in the general public that they won't know. For anyone who doesn't know what it is, it's aphantasia is on a scale, and it is basically your mind's eye doesn't work. You can't picture things in your head. But here's the thing. I didn't know that I had it until I was like 20 or 21. And aphantasia didn't even have a fucking name until like 2010, 2011. Because it's so not a thing that is talked about, really. But it's very common that people can't picture things in their head, or that their mind's eye clarity is very, very low. Some people have a photographic memory. They can picture anything in their head. They can picture an apple in their head. They can turn it. They can see what the opposite side looks like. They can change the color. They have like really, really strong control over that. Other people, it's more blurry. Other people, it's abstract shapes and colors. Other people, literally black. Nothing. It's not a defect of your brain or anything. It's literally like a skill that your brain develops when you're a kid, usually. And for some people, it just doesn't automatically develop very quickly. For some people, it just doesn't automatically develop at all. It's a skill. You can practice turning the apple in your head or whatever and apparently get better at it. It's just very hard to do if your starting point is nothing. Then you're probably just never going to be able to do it. Mine isn't nothing. Mine is abstract shapes and colors. I can tell you what it's probably trying to show, but it's just a hunch. I always thought the term picture this was a metaphor for just thinking about things. It's English, you know? English is full of little phrases and metaphors like that. I didn't realize that you were literally supposed to be able to picture things in your head until I was like 20 or 21. And that was just through like a conversation where I was like, making jokes about how, like, picture this is a stupid term, and they didn't get why it was a stupid term, and I realized, oh, because they can picture things. Then I learned, oh, most people can picture things. But just as I said that, someone's gonna watch this, and they're sitting there and they're like, wait, you are literally supposed to picture things? And they will have been thinking this whole time, it's a metaphor, it just means think about something. Because obviously you can think about something. Some people don't have an internal monologue. They don't have a voice in their head. I have a really active one. And I can also, like, remember music really well. And I can change the lyrics in music in my head and stuff like that. And I can do that really well. Not everybody can do that. Definitely not everybody can do that. That's normal. You just think differently. It is how it is. Some people hear this stuff, like they hear like some people don't have an internal monologue and they're like, ah, so NPCs are real. No, they can still think. They still have free will. They just don't do it through audio. Do you think deaf people are NPCs? No, it's their internal monologue is deaf. That doesn't mean they can't think, you know? Not everything you think is through audio. That'd be nuts. Like, every single math equation that you do, right? For those of you who can, oh, whoops, thwacked Shane Douglas. For every single person who can hear things in their head, like me, when you're figuring out what the fuck 1 + 1 is, you're not saying 2 in your head every single time, otherwise you don't know the answer. You know, you don't need to think everything through audio. Not every last little thing is thought through audio. Well, people who don't have an internal monologue, they rely more on that. Thinking without audio. I have an AMA if you take one here. What's your favorite Pokemon route theme? Oh, I don't know. Look, if you're asking me anything like that where I'd need to like really think of like all these different themes and whatever, now's not the time that I'd be able to come with a coherent answer. I am unbelievably tired. Usually coffee keeps me pretty awake if I'm trying to do these staying up forever things. I'm dying over here. Dying over here. I think I'm gonna have to like pass out for a little while at some point. And just like fix my sleep over a couple days instead of one day. I've heard someone say that exact "I thought it was a metaphor" thing about inner voice. Yup. Okay, so that's the thing, is people who have aphantasia, they'll hear "picture this" their whole life, and they'll think it's a metaphor. People who have whatever the term is for not having an inner monologue, they'll think that that was just a metaphor for having, like, a conscience. Hearing, like, inner monologue. They'll hear that, inner monologue, and they'll think that it just means, like, having a conscience. But they don't understand that it's literally a monologue. You can hear your voice in your head saying things, and you're thinking verbally through audio in your head. I rely on that quite often, like very actively. It's part of how I do on the fly commentary. Is there's a lot of internal monologue going on that I just start voicing, you know? Whew, big spender. There we go. Oh, I didn't need to buy that energy drink. See, there's my complaint. And I didn't need to buy that cat food. Whatever. We have room for some spares. I do need dedicated shelf space for some of this stuff, too. Well, now we can afford it, at least. Let's get another, not shelf. I want, storage shelf. There we go. And it's time for more of these lentils, big peas, tuna, canned corn. I think there's like one or two other things I need, but I can look that up on the product thing later. You put me to sleep in a good way. You're so soothing and relaxing. I'm happy I can. I've had a lot of people tell me that they fall asleep to my videos. They sometimes get sheepish about that, because they're afraid that, like, I'll take that as an insult. Like, oh, your videos are so boring, I fall asleep from them. No, that's a compliment. I appreciate it. You can enjoy my videos however you want to enjoy your my videos. The fact that it chills you out and you enjoy just listening to them like that, that's awesome. I appreciate it. I can't do that. I can't fall asleep listening to stuff like that. It just doesn't work for me. But hey, if it works for you, all the power to you. Was recently watching your King's Quest Let's Plays with What a Goose. Have you ever played King's Quest 7? That was my introduction to King's Quest as a kid, and I remember it being pretty fun. King's Quest 7 was the princess one, right? Or the queen one. Yeah, the queen one. I didn't play it, but my friend Calippi grew up with it, and we are planning on Let's Playing that together at some point. Because she grew up with that. You know her from my Project Zomboid series, if you've seen that one. The most recent one. In fact, we're going to get together and record more of that shortly. I say shortly, that sounds like it's today. Not today, we need to set a date for it, but probably April. Might even be streamed. I'm like you, Enderby. If there's something even mildly interesting going on, either sound or picture-wise, I can't fall asleep. Yep. I'm not gonna say I can't fall asleep. Like, if I'm dead tired, I'm dead tired. But, you know, like, if I were to, like, have a podcast in my ear and I'm trying to sleep, that would bug the piss out of me. I'd turn it off. Or like music or whatever. I don't want to listen to music when I'm trying to sleep. If there's like a TV on in the other room and I can hear it, that's keeping me awake and I hate that shit. But some people, they can't fall asleep unless they're listening to something. I know people who, they can't fall asleep unless they turn on a TV in their room. I don't get that. But my uncle, or my grandpa on my mom's side was always like that. Anytime we'd be up at the cottage, he would have to have the TV on in his bedroom so that he can fall asleep. And I could hear from the other room and it'd be so annoying. Shortly, normally, very soon. Shortly, MTB version. Sometime between now and 20 years. Yeah. Shortly means eventually. In fact, everything on my show is eventually. You know my whole thing I say, and I forget half the time. What is it? Can't answer when, can't answer soon, can only answer if. That's what it is. Never ask me when something's happening. Never ask me if something's happening soon. I cannot give you an answer. It's not because I'm being stubborn. It's because if I had an answer, then it would already probably be up. Because, like, when I make these plans to record these things, it's like week of. And then I get it up on the channel really, really fast. So, you don't bother asking when. Don't bother asking soon. You can ask if, you know, are you playing this game? And I can give you an if answer, you know. And the answer is either yes or no, or I don't know, or maybe, you know. But if the answer is yes, I will do this thing eventually. It will happen eventually. I'm actually quite good on my word with that. So don't worry. It's like Pokemon Stadium 2. People still constantly ask, are you doing Pokemon Stadium 2? And I say, you're only asking that because you saw Pokemon Stadium 1 and you liked that Let's Play. Well, I ended that Let's Play by saying we're doing Pokemon Stadium 2, which means, yes, it's happening. When? I don't know. Soon? I don't know. It will happen. Rewatch your Rattata run, and it struck me I used to talk much slower in the videos. Is this an intentional change that you talk faster now? No, and in fact, I don't talk slower. I didn't talk slower in the old videos, like, in general. In what is it? In, like, Let's Plays, I never talked super slow or anything. The only reason I talked slow in the early challenges is because, at the time, I would have done already over 5,000 live commentated videos. I had only done probably in the range of 300 or less videos where I'm reading off of a script that I've written. And even by that point, I hadn't read and done a voiceover off of a script in a good few years. So that was just my own clunkiness of having to read off of a script. Whereas I'm now much more practiced at that, because now I'm doing it like every week. I've always been a better improv person than I have been a scripting person, but obviously I've gotten better at scripts and better at reading off of scripts since doing the Pokemon challenges. Because I had done script stuff in the past. You know, I did creepypasta readings for years and reviews and stuff and all kinds of things. But this is frequent practice. This is weekly practice. And it's scripts that I write. Whereas with the Pokemon or with the creepypastas, I was reading something I didn't write. And then for the outro final thoughts, that was ad-libbed for the most part, at least. So different skill sets. When you eventually play Stadium 2, it might be worth running the randomizer just to make the hold items available to pick from. Yeah, the randomizer I use doesn't support that. So I would have to, like, look into things. I have no idea. I'm not even entertaining the idea or worrying about it right now when I'm 1/4 awake. So don't worry about it. Is Raft intentionally on hold or has the schedule slipped? There is no schedule for it. It happens when me and Jax are free. Jax is really busy. We do want to do more. We've talked about it. But Jax has a habit of taking on unbelievable workloads. Anytime Jax has any free time, she finds a way to pile an unbelievable amount of obligations onto her plate. This is just how she operates as a human. Product on shelves. I need more cat food then. There's a Stadium 2 specific randomizer. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably not going to use it. I'm probably going to hack in Pokemon at some point. I don't feel like I really need a randomizer. Okay, now, I saw... I'm low on this, red tea. Do I not have any dedicated spot for red tea in here? I guess not. Well, now we do. There we go. Okay. I am absolutely dying to the world. So this is going to be a short stream today, but I'm going to finish this day. And then I think I do actually need to like sleep for just a few hours in the process of fixing my sleep. Because this is hitting me way harder than it normally does. What I didn't anticipate is that I had slept really poorly the previous night. So that really didn't help. Normally I sleep a lot the night before I try and fix my sleep. You should just ask the person when you will make the video and say, yeah, probably there, but I don't know, maybe probably not. You should just ask the person when you will make a video and say. I don't feel like I fully understand that. The only important thing is that Dodagama still says yeah. Yes, Dodagama will still go yeah, especially when surf is used. Everyone liked that gag. That gag was fun. Yeah, I'm starting to get a tension headache from the tiredness. Here's the thing. Again, I would be in way better shape right now if I could walk properly. Because I've got the nerve pains going on too. And the tension in my neck and shoulders. Ugh. It's the worst, man. It's the worst. Oh, thank you, Snappy Crafter, for subscribing 27 minutes ago, by the way. I don't know why I didn't notice that. It's probably because I'm dead to the world. Actually, 27 minutes ago, I was on my 5-minute break to take out the garbage. That's why. The person that asks when you will make a video, ask back, when do you think I'll make the video? Oh, that'll just make things worse. What if you did a sleeping stream? I'm gonna assume that's a joke. What do I want to buy next? Ooh, God, when I do basic products too, that's 7 new products. Yeah, that's some serious shelf space. Do I have spots for 7? Hold on. Margarine, flour, apple juice, olive oil. Yeah, that's all stuff I put on shelves. I have 2 shelf space there, and I think that's it. Okay. Well, I can get 4 new per shelf. Some of that stuff I know I want a small shelf for. So I would need 2 new small shelves, and then I could stock all of that. What if it's not a joke? What if I just like watching people sleep? I don't like where this is going. See, it has different connotation coming from you. It'd be creepy coming from other people. Coming from you, I just know that you're like cracking your knuckles and you just want to beat up a prisoner in their sleep. I've watched how you behave in RimWorld, beating up prisoners when you mentally break. I really want up on those fridges. I feel like there's probably a way up there. Hold on, can I bring the ladder in here? By the way, apparently you can duplicate the ladder if 2 players pick it up at the same time, so you can stack ladders and climb to ridiculous heights. Haha! I should probably get a self-checkout at some point. Just because I have noticed that the checkout gets pretty loaded up from time to time. Then again, if I could get 1 point into the thing that makes it so checkout is faster, then that probably wouldn't be a problem. Taking a box, player can visualize its contained product's position in both the store and storage. That's useful. That's a new one. Employees will place product faster. That's cool. Extra employee. Employees move faster. See, those are all great perks, all in a small area. God, every time I play this game, it's been patched more, and there's new perks on the board. They're gonna have to make the blackboard bigger at some point. Air conditioning is huge. Anything that attracts more customers per day is a huge deal, because it's just more money a day. Handle checkout faster is sweet. This is what I want to work towards. Employees generate 10% more money in checkout. Because, like, once you have that, again, it's just straight up you make more money off the same products, you know? You just have a better profit margin. That's a huge deal. And it only gets bigger and bigger and bigger the more product you're selling in a day. It's only when your employees are the one handling checkout, but that's okay. The vast majority of your sales are probably being done through employees, not through self-checkout. I mean, you could buy a bunch of self-checkout machines if you want. Maybe like in a really big store, that's probably worth it. If you need to focus most of your employees on restocking because your store is so unbelievably big. But like, even in my file where I'm like 38 days in and I make crazy, crazy money, I only have 2 people on checkout and they never get overloaded. Hi boys, I see you've come back in the room. Yeah, are you guys perturbed because I never went to bed? Probably. They haven't had their dad time. Yeah, okay, well you guys can pile on me soon. What day is it? Oh, it's Thursday in game. So today's price check day. Ooh, yeah, I cannot do that when I'm half awake, that's for sure. Okay, I think I need to buy more. What box does he have? I don't even know what he's carrying. I'll wait for him to put it back. Okay, what are you grabbing? Okay. There we go. Dropped 900 bucks on getting all the stuff that we actually are out of in the back. Again, I really like to always have a spare of everything in the back when possible. Okay, now we can make proper homes for these. What did he grab there? What box is that? Oh, well, it's a mystery, because he's taking it straight to the garbage. Ugh. I'm gonna have to get that perk at some point where they take it across the street to the recycling instead. It's more travel time, but you make some more money. It's only like $1.50, but you can also pick up a perk that makes it so that recycled boxes are worth more money. It's not a huge deal, but if you were to get all the perks for that, and then also the perk that makes it so this garbage becomes a recycling bin, then it's probably really worth it. Like, you probably make decent money on a big store out of that. I don't know. I could see it not being a huge deal, but I could also see it, like, really adding up. Does self-checkout need something? I don't know, additional cameras and or security stuff? No, the self-checkout requires a lot of electricity. So it's slow and only one person can use it at a time. And it increases your electricity bill. So it's costing you money. And it doesn't get the 10% money bonus of that one ability that you would get if your employees were doing it. So there's a lot of downsides, but the upside is that it's taking the burden off of your actual checkouts. They're also kind of expensive to buy. They're like $2,500 per thing, and that's not counting the electricity cost. So I think that they're probably mostly only worth it once you have a really big store. I can imagine in a really, really big supermarket, those self-checkouts would be way more affordable because your profit margin is huge. And it's more important to you to have more employees like restocking and doing storage all the time, and some people doing security. I could see it working that way, at least. We're actually getting to the point in money where I could buy more storage if I wanted to. Or not storage, store space. Because your first few things of store space are pretty cheap. Now that said, I don't really feel like I need more store space right now. We're not packed in that tight. In fact, in my 38-day store, I like filled all of this and like I really crammed things in before I bought any space. Mind you, I regretted not buying space earlier. I really should have just bought space earlier. Because it's not that expensive. Storage space is a bit more expensive, but even then, we're getting near that point where we're making good enough money per day that it wouldn't be too punishing to buy storage space. We just don't really need to yet, you know? I can fit more shelves in here. It wouldn't be too crammed. The annoying thing about buying more store space, though, is that garbage can spawn anywhere in your store. Even places that, like, the customers aren't going. So if you're buying more store space, then you need to patrol a bigger area for garbage. But now that I know that those little cleaning robots exist, that's probably less of a big deal. Oh no, I'm yawning. That's not good. Okay, well, it is... Oh, it's becoming nighttime. You may notice if you look at the sky in this game, it never actually becomes night. It is daylight peeking through the clouds, and they simply darken the PNG of the sky, which is very funny. So it is now the middle of the night. The street lights are on. It looks like night. It looks like night. Then you look up, and you realize that's blue skies. It's just darker. And that is the sun peeking through the clouds. It is the same image, which is very funny. It doesn't, like, fade to a starry night or anything. Which is probably what it should do. It's probably what it should do. Just got here from YouTube. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. I sprained my ankle, and it's really bad and swollen. I have been awake for... like 20 hours, and I'm absolutely exhausted and about to pass out. I'm in the process of trying to fix my sleep, but it is not going great, and I have nerve pains going up and down my back and neck, because the twisted ankle means I can't do my full physio routine, and I can't walk as much as I'm supposed to be, because I gotta let my ankle heal. So health-wise, I'm doing awful right now, and my throat's sore. So health-wise, it's not the best. Not the best, but I'm enjoying streaming every day in April. It's a fun streamathon. Yeah, I'm a sleep-deprived head in a jar. With a sore ankle. It's really the worst of both worlds. Hold on, what was he holding? That one, okay, so it means we're out of that. I don't even know what thing he just grabbed, but I know these things, it wasn't one of them. I gotta wait for him to come back so I know what he grabbed. Ah, this is what we need. Gotcha. Okay. I'm really trying to stay on top of that so that we don't have to waste a bunch of time at the end of the day. Any garbage? No garbage. We're good. Haven't had any thieves, although we are at the point where random thieves can spawn. Oh, there's a garbage. Thieves are annoying. So if your checkout is fully full, which is like every checkout can hold, I think, 7 people, maybe 8. If it's full, people might steal. But there's also people who spawn with the intention to steal. You can catch them pretty easy. They'll have text over their head saying like, oh, you'll never catch me. And they'll have like a red mark over their head and you just thwack them with a broom a bunch of times. Actually, you really don't hit them with the broom. You hold the broom, and that's how you can hit them, but you backhand them with your offhand. You're doing, like, wrestling knife-edge chops. It's kind of crazy looking. And every time you hit them, they drop some product until they run out, and you can pick up the product off the ground, and it will just, like, rebate the money back to you. So you don't reshelve it, but you get all the money that was spent on it back. And there's an achievement for, like, beating up enough thieves, but god damn, that one must take forever. Unless it counts every time you just hit a dude. Because, like, in the scoreboard, right here, times thieves hit, I mean, I can just thwack this random guy. And it will have gone up by 1. Yep. It just counts you hitting people, so if you wanted to get that achievement, I mean, unless the achievement counts it properly and just that menu doesn't, I think you could just thwack anybody a bunch of times and it would work. Okay, which one is he carrying? He was carrying that thing, so we are out of this pop. Someone was saying that we were out of pineapple soda the other day. I read that. Okay, we have spare now. We're good. I saw that on the product thing, though. In here. Not found previous day pineapple soda. So at some point we had run out. But we're good now. Oh, man, my ankle's really shitty right now. It's like super, super, super stiff. I gotta elevate it. I'll elevate it while I sleep. I'm happy you think that we're so funny. I appreciate it. I think the three of us have great comedic chemistry. I also think we have great comedic chemistry with Joe and with Ash, and I got a great comedic chemistry with Truth. I really like my comedic chemistry with Truth. I think it's hilarious. He's never been in a recording with the rest of the guys. He doesn't really know them. But if we were to ever get in a call all together, I'm sure he'd mesh with them perfectly. I know for a fact him and What a Geek would get on great. They have very similar senses of humor. They're not literally the same, but they have senses of humor that mesh together very well. Okay, yeah, we're definitely out of some stuff. Okay, you switch to restocking. Help speed this up. Is that the last box out there? Yeah. Nancy, help with the restocking. Get this over with. She has to finish her task before she can take a new one. So she needs to finish walking over there so that she can walk back. Okay, well, he threw out a box so something ran out in here. Ugh, I'm probably gonna have to wait till they're done. Hi, Sabu, can you be patient? I'm almost done. Still 15 minutes early for work. Hi. Yeah, be patient, Noonie. Be patient. Stop ruining my chair. It's not cheap at all. Yeah, I'm lucky that the fibers on this are very, very, very tough. It's already frayed just a little bit on that side. Because you're a horrible claw gremlin. Oh, he's so bad about letting me clip his claws, too. I gotta do it again. It's just very difficult to get him in the right mood for it. Ooh, we're already getting to that point where restocking at the end of the day is a very slow process. We have all 3 employees doing it, and they're going to be doing it for a while. Because once they're done this, and they start going to the staff room, I got to switch them to storage and then buy more stuff and then switch them back to restocking, because surely if they've run out of some stuff, probably there's going to be some open spots on the shelves. So really, the best way to do this is to wait right here. And when they start walking out here and trying to go past me to the staff room, they're done. Interesting game. It is a fun game, actually. This game is free on Steam, by the way. Like for real, it's free. There's no like microtransactions. There isn't like a DLC that like adds new game mechanics. The only DLC is like $5 American, I think it is. It's like $8 or $9 here in Canada. And it's just, you can go in this room. And this room just has like some for fun stuff, like putting YouTube videos on the TVs, or you can play a draw the word mini game, or you can Google stuff in game, or you can like pick what your hat is and like break dance. It's just cosmetic stuff for fun. You can look at the upside down elephant sheriff. Seems like fun with friends? Yeah, it is. Runs pretty well, too. Yeah, it's the Cool People Room DLC. Yeah. Wow, they're still restocking. Oof. They would do it a little faster if I had more bonuses for them. Oh, I think they're finishing, because she's walking over here now. Yep. So they're doing the last few products then. Okay, he's done. Some K-Weddy, are you done? Or do you have another task? Oh, he's got another task. Holy shit. Okay, what are you grabbing? I don't even know which one he grabbed. God damn it. Please be done. Oh, thank God. Okay, now I gotta order the things that are missing. Whoops, didn't mean to throw that on the floor. $888 worth of product. And change them all to storage so that they bring this stuff inside. But to watch What Geeks Cassette Monsters play through next. Is that game good? Probably is if he's playing it. I think he's got a pretty good taste in games. Need a new game to play with friends? Thank you, Mr. Bread, for saving my game research. You're welcome. I have a lot of people who click on random games they've never heard of on my channel, and then they end up buying it. And the nice thing about this game is you don't even need to buy it. It's just free. Even works on Steam Deck. Although you probably want to download a fan-made control scheme. And they're not quite perfect. Doing price check on Steam Deck is horrendous. I would never recommend that. Hi, Noonie. Just added this game to my library. Awesome. I hope you have fun. Okay, we're all stocked up. Now I need to set them all to restocking again. Dude, in my 38-day playthrough, I have like 6 or 7 employees. And restocking at the end of the day, legit, takes almost as long as the entire workday did. It's like a 20-minute process. It's brutal. There's probably ways to speed it up, but like my staff is all happy on that file, and I have every single bonus for walk speed. So they're walking at double the speed. Whereas on this file, oh my God, 2 of them are unhappy, so they walk slower, and I don't have like any of the bonuses, either in like a little bit of movement speed. I also have a bunch of bonuses on the other file to placing speed, so when they restock, they place the items faster. Although that's not a big deal. Movement is a lot more of their time wasted than, oh, there we go. Movement wastes a lot more of their time than actually placing the product. Actually placing the product is pretty quick. Okay, we have fully restocked the place. Unless, I want to double check here. Is there anything we don't have in storage just because we didn't like make a shelf space for it? No. No, we're good. We're good. Whew. Did we even make money? Probably. How you make them happy? You had to buy things for your staff room. Okay, we didn't make much money that day, but that's okay. We lost a little bit of money from robbers, actually. Someone stole some product. It's only $62 worth, which is not a huge deal. Times robbed twice. Yeah, so if you go to your build menu and you go to staff room, these give happiness. So really giving them like snack machines and arcade machines and stuff, that does the trick. You need a certain amount of happiness per employee. Unhappy employees aren't like gonna not show up to work or rob you or anything though. Unhappy employees just walk slower. It's not a huge deal. Now, if you don't pay the employees every day, they will stop showing up. So paying them every day through your expenses is really important. Oh, that was crazy. When it was unloading the place, everything disappeared for a second. Okay, Sabu, you're driving me crazy. Let's go to the bedroom, Noonie. All right, everybody. Sorry the second stream was much shorter than the first one, but I hope that you had a fun time. I'm sure you can understand why it was quite short. I'm still surprised I've been able to stream every day. We're 8 days in, and I've been able to stream every single day so far, even though I've been saying the whole time, like, hey, if something comes up in life and I have to miss a day, I'll miss a day. It's not a huge deal. I haven't missed a day yet, which is really nice. This whole thing will be up on YouTube, of course. It's gonna take longer than usual because normally I would right after I would do a quick little edit on it, just trim the beginning and the end, do a little bit of processing, get it rendering, get it uploading. Nah, I'm probably going to bed pretty quick. Your commitment to stream every day is admirable. Thank you. Admirable. I said admiral. Ugh. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's hard to keep on top of because I'm also doing all my Pokemon stuff. And then also, I have to make time to, cook and work out and clean the house and stuff like that, you know? Guess I still have, real-life obligations and work obligations on top of this. All of this streaming is literally just extra work. And it's for fun more than anything. It's to give you guys something extra to watch because it's fun and because I like streaming and because I just felt like I could probably do it. Because it's not like I'm making crazy money out of this. No, some streams I literally just make no money. It was fun. I got to play video games and hang out with you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go sleep for a little bit. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Until next time, have a nice day.